Hi, welcome back to Eggy Fits. In this video we're going to be changing this disgusting, horrible carpet. I'm going to change it into Amtico. Look at this Amtico. And I'm going to show you how I do it. It looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? Come on, you gotta admit, it does look good. So first off, we rip up the carpet. Obviously we want to get rid of it, so we give it a good tug, we pull it all off the gripper and we get rid of it. Old carpet is actually classed as a biohazard because of all the sprays and stuff that are in the air, they settle in the carpet. So there we go, and we got this underlay left, so we've got to take this off. And as you can see, it's been sort of stapled down with 6,765,672 staples. I don't know why they've used so many staples. They probably probably got paid by how many staples they used, so they decided to use quite a bit. So I'm using a molding lifter, which is like a mini crowbar, and that's a really good thing to get the gripper up. For the staples, I use a bladed scraper, and it just helps get it out, or it will cut it off, so it's easier to.
Enormous continues.
Goes off quite rapidly as well. It's about 20 minutes. So I'm just filling all the joints. And now I'm going to put some screws in. So I need to give it get some bite, and then drive it sideways into the riser. So yeah, you go down, get the bite, turn it sideways, and then try and hit the riser to pull it back in. Underneath is plaster and all that. Just drop the camera there. There's plaster, so you can't get to the underside of these stairs. once you take all the plaster off the wall. So, the squeaks are fixed. Right, time to measure up for packers. So what I mean by packers are basically some OSB board or ply or whatever you have to pack out the risers so they're square with the top of the nose of the step. So you're boking it out so it can be pretty straight from the tread down over the riser. So here we are, my circular saw, and there's the OSB board. I've marked it out. It's time to get cutting. Oh, the battery looks like it's dying. Typical. Why is it every time you use a cordless, the battery's always dying? Alright, forget that. Let's get on with the jigsaw, shall we? I hope you like the shot. This camera was getting a lot of abuse on this shoot. Now it's time to get these bad boys on. So we're going to use my favourite, Flexi Fix. We'll just put a little line through the middle for some reason. Don't know why. Normally I like to do a little squiggle, but for some reason this one I just did a line. It's just added extra. I'm going to put some screws in it, so it's just added extra, so if the screws fail, you've got the glue there to hold it in place. The camera's going now. It's the impactor, the vibrations keep moving the camera. No need for pilot hose, just blast it through. OSB board's not the strongest board, it's ideal for packing. And even countersinks. Sorted. That's the ball nose, as you can see. I've squared it off. So all done with the packers. And like I said, the ball nose is going to be squared off. So it was half squared anyway by this bookshelf that was built on top of it. Alright, let's get some glue on the deck, shall we? I'm using pressure sensitive, so I think it could be Amtico's pressure sensitive or Carndine's pressure sensitive. You know, they're sort of made in the same factory. I wouldn't say they're in the same factory, but it's the same stuff. You know, there's all these horror stories of them saying that they won't guarantee it if you use the wrong adhesive, but are they really going to test it? It's adhesive at the end of the day. So these boards, I actually measured the whips, and the whips are pretty good. I made sure they were slightly bigger because I want to put them in and just scribe them in if the sides are out slightly. One end is pretty square and the other side is slightly out, but that one went in pretty good. Let's have a look at the next one. So let's do an instant replay. Should we take it out and then put it back in? Yep. There's another one going in. So as you can see, I've come off the front and there's a gap at the back. We'll be filling that out with more pieces. But I want the full one in the front. You don't want little bits right where the nose is going to be. So this one doesn't fit perfectly, so I'm running my pencil down to mark the difference. It needs slightly more of that back edge there. Go, it fits lovely. Now I'm going to show you how to sort of scribe it in if you're not going to cut them down slightly bigger than what you need. So square off that end. Now what we're going to use a spare bit, and we're going to offer it up to the piece of wood on the side and mark with a pencil, and then we're going to use a piece at the back edge, mark it with a pencil. I'm going to just move this to a better location to cut it. There's not much room on this staircase. We line it back up with the pencil marks, top and bottom, and then we cut the opposite side, so the other side of the tile, because that was the difference, wasn't it, to the marks. You can use this technique a lot, even on rooms and stuff, if you haven't got much access to put a tile on top of another tile. Now she fits, but she's a bit tight, so she needs a little sliver off. Sometimes that happens because the pencil mark can be quite thick, so sometimes you have to cut off a bit more, which is basically the thickness of the pencil. And there she blows. Yep, instant replay there for you. Perfection. Right, now I'm going to show you how I cut off the little piece at the back there. So I put a piece on top of the one that's already glued in, and then use a spare piece to mark the difference. So it's called back marking. Unfortunately the camera wasn't in the right position, and I didn't know, because it's actually on my shoulder, the camera, so I can actually see the screen. So it's very hard to see. I'm just putting it in there. Now I'm marking a full tile where the difference is. So I'm marking it off that side to the tile's already in. I don't know why I keep looking upstairs for some reason, but there you go. So I cut the length off. There we go. We'll just cut the backing out. Okay, putting that in. On top of the other one, what's already glued, and then we'll use a spare piece to use as a back marker. There it is. There you go, you get a bit of a better view now. There we go. Lovely. Now if you've made it this far, go back to my channel and I'll have part 2 of this video, and I promise it does get better. Thanks for watching. See you soon.